Hello, it's me, Panacotero, and welcome back to the streamer. Oh, we gotta play some stationeers. 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 We gotta play some stationeers. We gotta play some stationeers. Gotta play some stationeers. And we gotta play some stationeers. Welcome to the stream. So, I've written up a little bit of stuff last time, if I remember correctly. Add pressure release valve to atmospherics, build an experiment with Amy, create the hard suit IC, disable air and AC when helmet is open, receive rocket alarms, power low, and receive weather alarm. And try to do some observations with telescope. That's the stuff I've written up, so I guess we will see. The fuck? Okay. Okay. Was just wondering why the Twitch dashboard didn't show the stream. Okay. The fuck? Oh gosh, is that annoying. Okay. Hard suit. Lock on. Power. I need open. Oh no, wait. Logic slots. What's activate and what is lock? So hard suit has, for example, lock and activate. On it's probably not. Sound alert. activate. DB activate 0, sleep 2, jump loop. Wanna try something like that? What is on? On is AC. Okay, what else do we have? There's, for example, lock. Setting is some value. And there is error. Volume, pressure setting, temperature setting, filtration, air release. That's probably waste tank thingy. Okay, so I guess I care about filtration. Filtration is dB filtration 0. It should be filter. And it is filter. SDB filtration 0 is filter. Okay, then what else do we have? Sound alert. Air release, no. Temperature setting, no. Temperature, oh wait, volume, no. Pressure setting, no. On, we already checked. So left is lock, setting, and activate. And arrow. Let's continue with a lock. Confirm. Export. Okay, it's just locking that stuff up. Okay. Lock is not needed. Then there's still activate, but there's also error. Let's try error. Ah, can you hear that? Did it? It made a did it sound. SDB Well, and then there is still setting and still activate. I still haven't figured out what activate does. Activate. Activate. That's not what I wanted. There has to be something it does. Well, setting is for communication. I wonder if maybe I can access the helmet, etc. via DB. Stationeers, hardsuit, EEP-ROM, helmet. Paired with hardsuit, the products contain usage. I gotta check up on hardsuit, maybe something in the wiki article of hardsuit tells about that. Integrated circuit. Ah, yes, D0 is interface for the suit helmet and D1 is backpack or jetpack. Okay, so D0 is hardsuit helmet. And that one probably is open. Yes! So, we gotta load into our 0 if D0 is open. And if that is the case, we store the opposite not R0, R0. And we store the opposite in the on of ourself. And we store the opposite in filtration of ourself. One setting left though is controls AC. The wiki article lists up all of that stuff. Volume, temperature, filtration. The current state of air release system. For example, air release for hardsuit sets air release to on. Okay, I guess air release is simply the air on. So so that means we store to be air release R0. And then we yield. That should already do the trick. Okay. Filter, air, and AC are turned off. And if I now lock the helmet... They do not turn back on. Okay, Not performs a bitwise logical not operation, flipping each bit of the input value. I read open of the helmet. From R0 to R0. Okay, hold on. Then I'm gonna check the helmet again. The variables of the helmet. They provide hardsuit helmet. Open, used to open or close the helmet visor. No, that should... Well, that should be it. The helmet also has a sound alert. Apparently. But yeah, open is the correct value. I load D0 open into R0, which is true, which is 1 when when open, and 0 if closed. And if it's closed, I want to turn on all of my suit stuff. And that's why I have to invert it using NOT. And then I store in DB the on, filtration, and air release values. Right? It definitely is on, that's the AC. Then it is the filtration. And it's the air release. And then I yield. And then I jump back to repeat that stuff. Why is it not working then? Why? What am I doing wrong? Now the stuff is on, and now it's off. On? Off. Okay, I guess the not operation doesn't work. Performs a bitwise logical not operation, flipping each bit of the input value, resulting in a binary complement. If a bit is 1, it becomes 0, and if a bit is 0, it becomes 1. I'm confused. I'm very confused. I mean, it looks like it doesn't... It looks like not is not doing the correct thing. I don't get it. Oh. It flips all values, but I only care about 0 and 1. What function shall I use then? I could use S thingy. Like like SEQZ. Yeah, that one. Register equals 1 if A equals 0, otherwise 0. SEQZ or 0 or 0. Yay! It works! Cool. So part 1 is done. In that regard, I guess. Which is very nice. What else do we have? Well, and receive alarms. But okay, that is okay for now. I'm hungry. So let's grab something to eat. Nom 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 nom. Ah. Okay. So we wanted to build an Amy. If I remember correctly, the main problem was Konstantan. Yeah, it's only 4 grams, but we need 8. Copper and nickel. Under high pressure. Okay. That sounds doable. Okay, on another note, I remember something. Something that needs our immediate attention. Okay, we got 5 megapascals. Okay. That is, aka, that is still okay. 2.8, 1.7. What was it here? Okay, not even 1. That's good. Got a lot of volatiles. Wait, how much? How much oxygen? 1.7. Okay, could be better, could be better. But I would say it's okay. So the thing is, great. Okay, so the thing is, we have a lot of volatiles ready, theoretically, which is probably already produced and consuming. The thing is, we need oxygen, and for that, our main intention to use to get stuff like oxygen is via rockets. So, like, I mean, for Constantan, we need fuel, but we also need fuel for rockets and for the combustion centrifuge. Combustion centrifuge gives us resources, rocket gives us other kinds of resources. We need both. And to get both running, to get either of that stuff running, we need fuel. And fuel consists of volatiles, which we already got a bunch, and oxides, which we only have 1.7 megapascal of. We need more. We got like, how many moles? I think we're like 2.5 kilomoles or something. That's not enough. We need to think in moles more. Okay, we got 3.96. Okay, so 4 kilomoles. The thing is, we need at least 5 kilomoles of fuel to launch the rocket. I rather want 10 kilomole. We got 13 in here, which is good. But we only got 4 over here. No, yeah, 4 over there. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, so it means we can get out of that 12 kilomoles for the rocket, that is. So we gotta launch a rocket, I would say. We gotta try to discover some new stuff and get some volatiles. Okay? Okay. Now that we have deep ore miners running, we could also think about starting to trade a little bit more. That's certainly an argument to be made. Ooh. Freshly dumped. It's melting some stuff. Nice, nice. Okay, that stuff was already running anyway. I forgot that the turbo volume pump is now over there. I need a new one. Another big issue that we have, kinda, is that... What was it? Ah, yeah. Temperature equalization of the different air stuff we have. Well, filtration upgrades using pumps essentially is necessary, and as said, the filtration the pressure relief valves, and temperature control. Especially in regards of the fuel, as currently the mixer control is rather dumb and only does the 33 by 66 ratio or 67 ratio for combustion. So yeah. So what we want is
Trouble.
gold, copper, steel, electrum. 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 Electrum. Okay, steel. Gold. And copper. Gold, copper, steel, electrum. Gold, copper, steel, electrum. Gold, copper, steel, electrum. Gold, copper, steel, electrum.
Turbo pump.
I would argue we need 2. I mean, we probably need more at some point, but actually I only need 1. I built one built an additional one anyway because I'm stupid or something like that. I don't know. I'm not smart.
Turbo.
Okay, do we have the connection? The pipe connection? We should have. Yes, we do. Power connection should also be there. Yes, 100%. As we run out of fuel, I'm aware. Well then, let's turn that pump on. It's now fueling up the entire thing. It's, you can see, using the oxidizer and volatiles screen. Now filling up our nice little rocket with precious fuel. So this time we gotta fly over to Ganymede. That one has at least 3 things to look for. So the plan is we gotta fly up there, we gotta fly over there, and then we gotta scan for all 3. And then we go to the gases thing, condensate or whatever, to look out for a little bit of gas, as we need a little gas. We got here like 3 volatiles next to IO and a lot of pollutants. And I'm hoping that I'm getting here some oxides. Actually, why am I doing that? That is rather dumb, to be honest. That's so dumb. Holy shit, is that dumb? What the fuck is that dumb? I'm dumb. That is ridiculously dumb. Why am I so dumb? Guys, can someone help me? Please send help, I'm dumb. We have a lot of oxide in the literal fucking air. No need for pumps or anything. Well, no. I mean, yeah, we need pumps and stuff, but we don't need a rocket. Alright. Do we have an active vent or something? No. But we have a little bit of pipe. Okay. Today, I guess we gotta mostly make some atmospherics magic. We already got pipes up there. All we need is an active vent. And then pump that stuff through. That way we can get some oxides. And then that problem is solved. It's as simple as that. Then the oxide problem is solved. We got a bunch of volatiles, now we can get a bunch of oxides, and then we're happy. Nothing else to do in regards of that. Okay. Well then. So now I wanna get the temperature equalized in all of our stuff. But the problem is, how can we do that? What is the best approach? But I guess the best approach for that is to first get some more space for us to build upon. And for more space, we need a bunch of iron sheets. We need a bunch of iron frames. And then we need a bunch of experience. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that chunk of iron. And then we gotta go with iron frame. So, yeah, I mean, we need to expand our room a little bit. We need to expand in multiple directions. We need, I mean, after all, we should get some proper water storage. We should get some nitrous oxide storage and some nitrous oxide liquid storage. So yeah, we're just waiting for a bunch of iron frames. We need a lot of them to expand our base. Other thing is we could build a hard suit helmet if we would want to. We need pressure relief valves. We need more tanks. We need various things. Okay. Kit tank. Needs a little bit more steel, huh? I don't have more steel? Really? Really? Huh. Yeah, really. I don't have I don't have enough steel. Okay. Interesting. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Yeah, it needs more steel. Valve. I need a relief valve. But I don't know. Relief? Purge valve. Allows for removal of pressure and gas from a liquid pipe. Pressure and valve. Pumps gas into a liquid pipe in order to raise the pressure. That thing requires power. Is there no passive solution to that? Hey, oh, Turtle, welcome to the stream. How have you been? I'm sick. Like literal. Valve. Is there really no passive pressure regulator? Passive liquid drain. Really seems like it. I need a back pressure regulator. We're prepping expansion of the atmospherics room. You haven't missed much. I just wrote the small little program that automatically turns filter or air and AC on and off depending on if the helmet is open or not. That's all we did so far. Ah, fuck, I forgot to drink something. Ah, well. There we go. Whoa! Okay. Okay. Let's continue with the construction work. Whatever. There we go. So now we gotta weld all of that surface here. After that we gotta drill a little bit of the terrain away so that we expose the newly welded ceiling. There we go. Okay. Now then. Oh, forgot to weld those two. Interesting. So okie dokie, here we go. Oh, come on. Really? Now? Couldn't you have waited until I'm done? Until I'm done with the surface? I mean, I have to do a lot of stuff underground as well. But first I have to do the surface work here. Okay. There we go. Want to finish those two over here. There we go. Okay. So we've expanded the surface in that direction by 3 and in that direction by 2. I would say let's expand it in that direction a little bit more. Either 2 or 3 more. But at least 2. Just so that we really have some space to do various piping. And at the end I can then put in the large tanks that I wanted to put there. And I also need a lot of steel to get those tanks that I desperately desire. But then we can have like one filtered purge that pumps into the tank, and then we can have one high pressure pipe that other things can use, essentially. That's the entire idea of why I'm wanting to expand this here a little bit, because we need obviously some space for that pipage that I want to be able to be built. And yeah, that's why I want to expand this area so much. Because I want large tanks. Okay. So, that battery is about to die. Gotta get a new one. I'm pretty much out of iron sheets. Interestingly enough. Well, another decision that has to be made, Turtle, that you gotta help me with is, should I rather have the liquid of something's of such a thing next to the gas tank? Like, should I have to do put the liquid tank next to the gas tank? Like, next to it in this row of tanks? Or shall I rather put it behind the gas tank? But I guess the thing is that if stuff is liquid or gaseous, is depending on temperature and pressure. But we mostly care about pressure because the intention is that everything in the room is supposed to be at room temperature. But we definitely know that nitrous oxide requires a liquid tank at room temperature. I mean, okay, let's... Oh wait, hold on. I need to drink something. I'm dying on eating some on drinking something. Okay. Let's check the stuff. Oxygen. Oxygen becomes liquid at a temperature of 160 Kelvin, but considering Celsius, we pretty much do not care about that, as that only starts at minus 113 degrees Celsius. So that's something definitely for the cryogenic area to consider. We may need both gas and liquid, but considering... Yeah. Like as long as the pressure is a little bit above... as long as the pressure is above 115 kilopascal, should work up there. We will see. Okay, oxygen... but for now, room temperature. Here, all of that stuff here will only be room temperature. We're not considering the liquid equivalents or the insulated tanks and stuff, because the intention is to have them cool, and cool is above us and not down here. Though maybe they take damage in storms. I don't know. But we're gonna leave it for now, as that is what I've planned. So yeah, we're gonna continue with that. So over here we got carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide becomes liquid at minus 7 degrees, minus 10 degrees Celsius, but as said, room temperature, only gaseous. What else do we have? Nitrogen. Nitrogen stays gaseous. Not a problem. And volatiles. What do you got? Stays gaseous as well. So we don't need liquid considerations for those. But nitrous oxide needs such considerations. As you can see over here, it goes over to the liquid. So, okay. Hope you guys understood what my intentions are. The thing about having the cryogenic stuff up is I don't know if that is a good course of action, since we might need to have stuff even colder than that, and then having the cryogenic stuff outside there doesn't make much sense anymore. So it's an easy argument to simply then expand the atmospherics room, because like if you have to use an insulated tank, then it's better to have the insulated tank in an area's room like that, because then I can just simply walk around instead of having to worry about anything. So yeah. Still don't have any steel or constantan. We gotta make those. Bunch of iron sheets. We gotta make steel. We gotta make some steel in the meantime. That should be doable rather easily. Ah, fuck! Oh, thank goodness I have a stack over there. Past Panna was aware of that issue. We need a bunch of coal and we need iron. Wait, that can do 150. Wait, 100, 300 grams of iron. Oh, that's already a little bit coal too much. Whatever. And some iron. Those here is 100, 300 grams. And another 300 grams. So, well, if I would take a little bit more iron, then that would be counterbalanced essentially in the end. Ooh, 500 grams of gold. Nice one. But I desire more iron. We don't have more iron? Okay, it's definitely not full. Let's flush it. Oh, there it was. Yep. Okie dokie. So, as said, intention is to get that stuff done. Need some power. I love the idea of those thingies. They are great. Okay, so let's turn that guy on. So, we need 300 grams. Because 100... 300, 400, yeah. So we need 300 grams and more 300 grams. I only need 2 300-gram stacks of iron. Okay, so first things first. So that guy is emptied out. We gotta fill it with a little bit of stuff. Aww. Rooftop. Berlin rooftop house mix. Where are you? There it is. Okay, that's a little bit much, I guess. But we also want to do some Constantine anyway, so let's go. That's some pressure. That's some heat. It slides my iron around. So now we're waiting for it to melt that stuff, which takes a little bit of time. It also increases the pressure as it releases gas. Okay, but the pressure decreases because the furnace is cooling down. Furnace needs to be put into a vacuum room so it doesn't lose so much heat all the time. Damn it. Oh well, actually, it's not that big of a deal. It just lost a lot of temperature to the to melting the iron. And there we go. Oh, don't fly away. Okay, and the other 300 grams of iron. I love it to work with a lot of mass. Constantan. Copper and nickel. We will see if we can do that. First things first, we gotta finish up our steel job. So now I can put that into the inventory. Okay, molten down. I gotta put in the coal. And the other coal. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yep. As I thought, that's not gonna work. We gotta output all of that stuff. Because temperature. Temperature too little. Yeah, pressure easily holdable by that long ass pipe. So we are now pumping out all of the gas. Next thing will be filling it with a little bit more fuel, burning that fuel, and then we will see. One Pascal is okay. Or 0.7. So let's fill it with a little bit of fuel. Ignite that. There we go. Can turn it off. Release that stuff. And here we are. We got some steel. So Constantan requires copper and nickel. So let's try to grab a little bit of copper and a little bit of nickel. I don't know. I saw an ingot that sounds rather familiar. It's either copper or nickel. And it is nickel. That means we now need a copper ingot. Well, there's also a gold ingot, which is really nice. I kind of want to grab that one. Just because... at the early game stage, gold was always lacking, but now we have literally a full maxed ingot of gold, which is lovely. Okay, doesn't appear that there is any copper left, so we gotta dump it manually then. How much do we got? 390, okay. That's somewhat doable, I would say. Oh, there it was. Copperino. Hello, Copperino. How is it going? Oh, it's going fine. Yeah, it's doing fine. Okay, well, that's great. So, 0, that is good. We're gonna turn you guy on. And what do we have? 390. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Yeah. So that means... But you consume all of that copper. 390. Nickel, that is. There we go. So, dumping that in. Waiting for it to melt. Dumping on the copper. pumping out all of the gas that is cooled down by now. Oh wait, no, not yet, not yet. I need the temperature to melt that stuff. Fuck. I messed up. Okay. Little bit of temperature again. For that stuff to melt. Which is important. Like, really important. Constantan, I don't know if it's... It's a normal alloy, right? Constantan is a normal alloy. Not a super alloy, so... It should give us the combination of both and not just a quarter of it. Oh, we need more temperature? Okay. Nickel is in. Copper goes in. So, the thing is, we need 1 kilokelvin and at least 20 megapascal. The 20 megapascal, rather easy to achieve. Temperature 1 kilokelvin, we will see. Okay, well, both. The combination of both is tricky. And we got a bunch of Constantan. Isn't that lovely? Oh wait, I shall turn it off. I gotta leave it be as it is right now. I can't make use of that heat right now. So leaving it as is probably the best approach. Actually, let's just simply let it turn on. Okay. Got a lot of Constantan now. And a lot of steel. Got a lot of iron sheets, as planned. That was intended. And this little Constantan. Okay, so now that we have the Constantan, I can finally build our Amy bot. Amy. We need gold, copper, steel. We've got a lot of gold. Got a bit of copper. Got a little bit of steel. Electrum, Inver, Astroloy. Inver. Astroloy. Electrum. Okie dokie. A lot of iron sheets. Really? I'm already out of astraloy? Okay. So yeah, and Amy, that is this guy. You gotta program it and it can collect resources if I remember correctly. That's its main job. Automatic resource collection. Boring, I know. But now we got one. And that's all I cared about. Having one. Okay, so now that we have a bunch of steel now again, I can build tanks. And I can build big tanks. Not only small tanks, but also big tanks. Tank big. Requires 5. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Let's continue outside pretty quickly before we then continue trying to expand our atmospherics room. Because I first need to expand the outside of the atmospherics room. Well, finish that, that is. Oof. We mostly need to weld. Finish welding. By the way, I built so many iron sheets just so that we have them. So that we don't have to constantly create a little bit, create a little bit, create a little bit. Now I created many. Now we can use them. If you get what I mean. It's more efficient that way. More efficient to build many at once than constantly building just a few. Efficient time-wise, that is. Resource-wise, it doesn't make any difference. And power-wise, I guess, okay, maybe even power... it may even be a little bit more power efficient, but it's mostly time efficient. That's the main reason behind that. Ah, that one is not welded. Not even once. That one is simply not welded. Okay. So now we have a lot more room to work with, which is really nice. And we even expanded in this direction. So I guess we could expand a little bit more. I said I still like. I also want liquid water and nitrous oxide gas and liquid store. And for that you need room. room to work with. Okay, gotta grab a new battery. That's some nice iron surface. Some nice foundation to work on. Isn't it? Oh, that is missing. I was a little bit confused as to why I didn't want to weld anymore. But okay. Just was missing iron sheets. Now let's drill that stuff away. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now freed that area a little bit. I'm just gonna mark the corners again. Like that. A bit of floating terra there. And that corner. Just so I know how far I can drill. Then when we are back in the room, that is. Ah, got the wrong lenses. Okay. So now then, let's head back inside. We're pretty much done with the outside for now. Okay. Let's do first things first. Switch that. Gotta put down the helmet and the EVA suit in general. Then we gotta drink something as we're already here. Now we gotta eat something. There you go. Okay. And now, since I don't need that stuff as of now, gotta put the frames down. I gotta keep the iron sheets as we need iron wall. We need more iron ore than that, but for now it's enough. I also gonna grab a little bit of cable, as we might need that. What else? I also gotta switch up this thingy here. Gotta check up on the battery. Let's switch that one quickly, and also gonna grab a new battery for our mining drill, as that one has to do a lot of work soon. Next up, tank. So I need various tanks, but I need normal tanks, not insulated ones. I need 4 tanks for each gas. No, wait, we need 5 tanks for each gas that we currently have, as the existing tank should continue to exist and we just pump all of this stuff over. Well, with a turbo pump. Yeah, right, that's why we got a turbo pump, so we can do that. I didn't think about that, but that's probably a good reason to take the turbo pump with us. Also gonna grab additionally a cable call. So yeah, now we gotta wait for a bunch of kit tanks, as we need those. And in the meantime, we can also create a little bit more iron frames. No, not iron frames, but iron walls. Also gonna fill up the iron sheets. Okay, so we now... Okay, we already had enough for a full tank. Huh. Is it 30? Or is it 50? It's 30. Got another I will get another 30. Like finishing up that stack. And that should be enough in iron wall for now. And then we're gonna finish up that stack of tanks as well, and then we're gonna continue. Neo, spin, wow, spin, bow, spin. Boop, burp, boop, burp, boop, burp, and go back. And derp. And there we go. Put that back. And now go back home. Well then, we can now build big tank. Not just little tank, but big tank. But before we can do that, gotta drill. All the way to over there. That's less away. That's not as far as away as I hoped it would be, to be honest. I thought it's further away. I need to get the heavy drill. I can't do it with that. That's too slow. Oh, right. Before I continue... And I should have taken the frames with me for the floor. Ah, bullshit. But I need frames. Gotta put those walls away. That thing. Well, and that thing as well. And that thing. And I guess the tanks we can also put away. But that I gotta keep. Hmm. Well then. Okay, there we go. That is connected. Perfect. I can work with that. There we go. Making it look more natural, I'm gonna do later. But I'm just digging up that stuff here. Oh, I forgot to close the door, I think. But yeah, as I guessed, and as you can see, takes quite some time to dig up all of that stuff here. Hence, I wanted to use the heavy drill. Imagine we would have done that with the normal drill. Just imagine how much longer that would take. There we go. That's what I call flooring. And there we go. Eh. Okay, let's make that a little more natural looking. There we go. There we go. Natural looking rock face. Ooh, only got 3 more frames available. I need more frames. I mean, look at that. I don't even have enough frames for 2 tanks. I can only place 1 full tank. Oh, fuck. Interesting. Main concern is a low temperature and not a no temperature. Like, where is it cooling down so much? Did I break through somewhere? I assume I did. Somewhere over here. Yep. Somewhere over here I leaked. Which is not good. Yep, that seems to have saved it. Okay, I'm losing again. Very frustrating. Okay, behind there is a room, I don't know, something that's not supposed to be there. A hole that's not supposed to be there. But okay. Thank goodness I closed that off, otherwise we wouldn't have noticed that quickly. Okay. That thing appears to be placed correctly, which is what we wanted. But it's a little bit tight. Like having the tanks right next to each other, I guess. But I guess there's no other way around it for now. There's still a drill turned on. Or that thing was turned on. Okay. Okay, we need heat.
Temperature low. Temperature low. Temperature critical. Temperature low. Temperature critical.
Okay. I need lights.
Temperature low.
Straight. Corner. Straight. Straight. And turning. Turning. Oh, and I don't need one pipe as I need a turbo pump over there. Well then, let's connect it up. And then we will see how it will go. While that thing is running, we can also try to connect that up. for now. Like that. Okay. Because then I can also turn on that filtration system again. And I have oxygen for fuel and stuff like that. Okay, so now we have to wait a little bit. That will take some time. As the pressure is not high. Okay, so yeah, that will take some time. I need more iron frames. And sheets and stuff. No, sheets we got, but I need frames. In the meantime, let's eat and drink. Okie dokie. There we go. Now we gotta drill away a little bit again. But I don't have a battery for that. Because the flashlight does. Okay. It's okay for now. Gotta grab big tank. I cannot squeeze through there. That's what I call big tank. Okay. Can pass through pipes there. Just wanted to ensure that that's possible. Okay, I need another volume pump. That was stupid of me. Should have gone in the opposite direction because of the placement of the pump. So we go up and over. We gotta do that so that we can connect up the two, so that we can leave that thing turned on while being connected to over there. Turbo pump is still running. Turbo pump should stay running. We gotta go to base pretty quickly. Drink something. Okay. Okay, it went through. I hoped it didn't go fully through, but it did. Whatever. Okay, so we need turbo pump. I only want one additional for now. So now we're gonna head back to base, to atmospherics. And we gotta continue tinkering. Also, we gotta switch that around. Now then, go into that direction. Turn that thing on. And turn that thing on. Now we got two big pumps trying to pump out all of that. Oh, okay, that's pretty neat. Most of the malls are now in here. 1.5 kilomoles. That's good. 1.80 moles left. Okay. In the meantime, as those guys continue, I gotta close that and continue digging. Gotta use the heavy drill. Heavy drill is quicker. Okay. Hold on. Bam. Turning off. Now collecting that little bit of copper, nickel that we dug up. Like so. Okay. There we go. Next up is welding time. Okay. That's looking good so far. Maybe need to remove a little bit more of the ta-da there, but other than that, looking good. Now we need more big tank. Only have one more big tank. How's it going? Pretty good. Only 25 kilopascals left, which is 64 moles. Okay. That is perfect. Okay, I need a little bit more pipe in the end, essentially. I'm stupid. I get it. Could just do that instead of going up. And that would be sufficient already. Don't need anything else, just now a little bit of cable. Everything would be ready for a volume pump. Over here, actually, considering over here we have pretty much nothing, and over here we have a little bit, it might be a good idea to do the following. Simply connect that up. The pressure will slowly equalize. 6.3. We could do the same over here. Let's do that. That's probably at the beginning at least a lot more efficient. Doing it that way. That way. Curve. Another curve. Connecting and connecting. So now the pressure will slowly decrease and equalize with over there. And then we can continue. That one has to properly pump, so that's why we have to have a turbo pump there. But this stuff can do it via equilibrium for now. $3.15, $3.15, $3.7. Since it's now most of the time $3.15 to $3.15, it's probably best to now go with the turbo pump again. Switching direction, increasing the volume, and go. $10 kilopascal left. It's okay, it's just oxygen after all. It's not really much that we will lose that way. I mean, we're releasing it to the atmosphere, into our surrounding atmosphere, which is pretty okay. So yeah, here we are. Good. Okay, now we can straighten up that pipe. So, let's place those guys down. Connect that up. There we go. Okay. And we're done with that part. So, that one is still ongoing. That is okay. In the meantime... let's disconnect that and replace it by the fancy turbo pump. And turn it on. Now let's fix up the cable here. Bam. Okay. Cool, I would say. Anything else to consider? No. Got some big tanks there now. I need some lights over there. And theoretically some lights in here as well. But okay. So now we are hoping to decrease some pressure in here. That will take some time, same as over here. That one is less than over here. Probably because the pressure was to begin with less. But that pressure here is rather equalized by now. Well, that one is now lower than that, which is what we want. But it will take some time till that guy is emptied. So, yeah. Well then, so while we wait, let's construct the last 5 tanks that we need for the volatiles. I mean, you can connect those then up for the equilibrium to take place, so yeah. Also shall make some pipes. Don't have much pipes left. So, 5 tanks. Maybe a turbo pump? Yeah, let's go with a turbo pump. And then we need only 4, as we have already dismantled 1 tank, so we only need 4 sets. But okay, no, let's go with 5. Whatever. And then we also need a bunch of pipe. And then I wonder if there's anything else that we need. For now. Sadly, there's no passive pressure relief valve. I really would have loved that. Oh, lights. And cable. Well, we got some cable. Maybe we probably need more, but lights. And a little bit of pipe. It's a normal pipe. Gotta leave it at that for now. Now then, let's walk back. Build the tank for the volatiles, connect it up, stuff like that. Okay, let's connect that up. Nah, damn it. And that, and that. This is just preparing for once we get the turbo pump ready going. But for now we gotta leave it at with some normal equalization work. Okay. Connect it up. Let's also prepare the cable. Cable is already there. Okay, now we gotta do the lights. Okay, bam. There we go. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Come on. Eh. 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 And last but not least, there. Now we gotta turn those on. And I've gotta change this cable here. There we go. Now we need a little bit more cable. The plan is to simply connect it up with the wires How the fuck? Come on. No? There we go. Okay, we finally got some light again. With 3 big tanks. Wonderful. So, did equilibrium take place? It seems like so. Which means, let's go turbo pump. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Higher pressure with volume pump means quick going down. So much so in regards of pressure relief valves. We now have bigger tanks. I don't think we need pressure relief valves that quick, that soon. Hmm. Two 2.4 kilopascals, 9 kilopascals, and 1.6 megapascal. Okay. I mean, we just have to wait a little bit more for them to fully pump out those small tanks. That will take some time. Let's do some scrubbing again. So, yeah. Got that now working, which is nice. We could now also expand in that direction, I guess. We have the resources, we have the ceiling for that. So, now let's just place those frame blocks. Okay, here we go.
Hydration critical.
Body, can you stop? Can't you see that I'm busy? Please. Eh. Okay. That's enough scrubbing for now. A lot of nitrogen in the air though. Ten. 3 kilopascal. 700. Looking good. 2.3 megapascals. 50,000 liters. 6,000. I mean, the fact that this large tank has 2.31 megapascals means a lot. I mean, look at that. It's like 46.6 kilomoles of volatiles. We got a lot of volatiles now. What did I want to do over here? Ah, right, I wanted to drink something. And probably also eat something. By the way, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream very soon. As already said, I'm kinda ill today. I mean, I was really properly ill like yesterday. And I'm still a little bit ill, but I still wanted to play some stationeers now with you guys. At least today. Was like was a few days ago since the last time we played, so yeah. Priorities. Hence, I kind of would want to end the stream. I noticed that I'm a little bit exhausted and stuff. Okay. So, yeah. Guys, retrospective, what did we do today? Well, we expanded the atmospherics room quite a bit in that direction and in that direction, so that we can, well, expand our atmospherics stuff. So as you can see, we also have built now, well, we also made a bunch of steel and some Constantan, so that we could, for example, build the Amy and, well, have a bunch of steel so that we could build these here. Large tanks. One is now fully connected up for oxygen, that is. Nearly done is nitrogen and CO2. And volatiles is also going. Got a lot of volatiles now, which is really cool. And yeah, and well, we expanded the room on top with a lot of iron frames and stuff, and also down here. Yeah, the plan for next time, I would say, is finish those lights that I'm about to place. Yeah, finish those lights that that I just placed, so that we have some light over there. Well, making sure that those turbo volume pumps finish up, so that I can then destroy those small tanks and only rely on the big ones. Then we gotta build a big, I guess it will be a big liquid tank and a small gas tank for the nitrous oxide. Why in this combination? Well, simply because at a certain pressure level, the stuff rather wants to be liquid. and hence I'm tending towards a liquid tank so that we can store some stuff. Well, actually, hold on, tank. What? Hold on. That's something I didn't consider. Hold on. How much pressure does a liquid tank? Liquid tank small. Max pressure 60 kilopascal. No, wait. 6,000. 6 megapascal. I have to calculate. I have to calculate in which we can store moles. Okay, let's actually do that this stream. So the thing is, okay, I have to write that up on a post-it note. That's so we can do gas. Tank, big, large tank. So, we can handle 60, but I guess I would say we gotta cap it at 55. Gas. We have 55. Oh, let's go down to 50. We got 50 megapascal MPa, and we got 50,000 liters. 50k liters. 50 kiloliters. Now the question is, what does a liquid tank big hold? Same amount of volume, that is. Liquid. We can go to 6 megapascal. We gotta go down to 5 so that we have a little bit of spare buffer, and we also have 50k liters. The thing about the gas tank, however, is that its max pressure is not defined by the gas tank itself, what it can hold. No, instead that is defined by the stuff that we that we put inside of it, which is nitrous oxide. Okay. At room temperature from 20. We gotta go with a max, like we gotta go with the max here, temperature 50. Oh well, let's go with the worst case, or I would say, yeah, let's go with that. That is the lowest thing. Okay, minus 70, whatever. Okay. Liquid. The maximum pressure it can hold is 8 kilopascal, which is terrible. Wait, it's not 8 kilopascals. 800 kilopascals? Yeah, 800 kilopascals. 800 kilopascals. So the thing is, it's in a temperature range, so depending on how flexible we want to be or how exact we want to be, we can specify some certain value. If we go with 20 degrees Celsius, we can do 1 megapascal. Okay, going down to 12 to 15, still 1. I would say let's say 1 megapascal. So we can have 1 megapascal of gas. Now then. Moles per liter NA, are you kidding me? What the fuck? How am I supposed to know what's best? I only know it for liquid. Okay. Well, let's write that up. For liquids, per mole, we got 38.5. 38.5 moles per liter. So the pressure doesn't matter for liquids. The point of liquids is they are incompressible. So that means how much mole we can put in those is fully defined by the volume of the tank, which is 50,000 liters times 38.5 moles per liter, which equals to 1,925,000 moles that we can store. It results in a maximum of 1,925,000 mole. 1.9 million moles we can store if we go the liquid route. The thing about the gases stuff is I would like to know how to calculate that shit. I gotta Google stationeers nitrous oxide moles per liter gas. Okay. Hold on. Molar mass, boiling point, melting point, molar heat capacity. Mole is a measure of gas volume. 1 mole at 273.15 Kelvin and 0.1 kilopascal has the volume mass of 22.414 liters. So how much mole do fit into a gas storage tank? You can consider the temperature and the pressure. Hell yeah, the game is not easy and it's challenging, but using this measuring unit hardcore. And thought about, to be honest. Although 1 mole of the monic hydrogen at STB should only be 22.4 liters, not 22,000 liters. I'm confused. Edit that, I have it for clarity. But it's 22.4 liters, got mixed up between monic and atomic hydrogen. Now, to actually answer your question, my first thought would be plugging numbers into the ideal gas equation. Ah, okay, ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. Online calculator? Ideal gas law calculator. Okay. That seems good. So we have, my plan is 50 megapascal, 50 megapascal. My volume is 50,000 liters. Cubic meters, that is. Oh, okay. 50,000 liters equals 50 cubic meters. Interesting. Amount of substance in mole. Temperature 20 degrees Celsius, which results to an amount of substance of 1.25 mole, like 1 million mole. Okay, so if that thing is to believe, and we calculated with a temperature of 20. Oh wait, no, pressure is not 50, it's only 1 megapascal, so that means we are at an amount of substance of 20,000 moles. We definitely go with liquid storage for the nitrous oxide, aka 1 large liquid tank and 1 smaller gas tank. That would be ideal, it seems. Pascal. 10 Pascal at 18.7 kilopascals. We're getting there, we're getting there. Wonderful. What do we have here? 81 kilopascals, 347. 6 kilopascals, 996 kilopascal, and 2.7 megapascals. Lovely. I must say, that's lovely. Okay. So then, as So we've now planned the storage approach for our nitrous oxide, which will be a liquid tank, a large liquid tank, and a small gas tank. Small gas tank is necessary for all of the low pressure stuff, and the liquid stuff is for the high pressure stuff and the high volume stuff, like condensates are probably more extreme than the other stuff, than the gases stuff. So yeah, but as we have calculated using the ideal gas law, it's good if we go with a large liquid tank and a small gas tank, and then using condensation chambers and stuff and evaporation chambers to go between them, I guess, or something like that. Like we need such a pressure thingy that then makes sure that the liquid stuff is at a certain pressure. Is kept at a certain pressure. Well, you could consider that we actually don't need a gas tank, but I guess it's still good to have a gas buffer. I guess. I don't know. I just guess. Very important. Okay, guys. That's the plan for next time. I'm gonna end the stream now. So guys, I would say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed the stream. We didn't do much today, I know. But still, it's progress. It's a necessary progress, expanding the atmospherics lab. It's simply necessary. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I was Twikado, and I say bye bye until next time. And as always, keep coding!